To centralize or decentralize a GIS program? That's a question. Today I'm going to go over and tell you why I don't really like either of these options and what I suggest instead of a centralized or decentralized GIS program. So hi everybody, I am Katie Scheurer and I started Project Spatial to help you increase your spatial impact. So if you are interested in GIS and making sure that you have the full spatial impact that you can have, hit the subscribe button down below and give this video a like if you are interested in strategic GIS and making sure that you have the right structure within your organization. So what is centralized or decentralized GIS departments anyways? So a centralized GIS department is a department that all of your GIS staff are in one spot within the company. So it's a true GIS department. Typically these have your GIS manager, your analysts, your techs, or whatever specialty staff that you have, programmers, developers, all of that sort of stuff. So they're all in one department, and they really kind of are like the old school mapping department that everybody used to think of, and now we're trying to kind of get away from that stigma that we're not just the mapping department, but we're a solutions department. So you have that kind of central hub of GIS, and then from there you have everybody comes in and asks for GIS information, and your users don't have a lot of interaction as far as editing capabilities or being able to do GIS out on their own outside of the GIS staff. So there's lots of staff requests, infrastructure requests, all of that kind of stuff, but everything's controlled within that GIS department. So why don't I like this? Okay, I like the fact that the GIS department gets to control the licensing, the infrastructure, the schema structure, the structure of your GIS data. I like all of those things. I think that is great because you can really set some standards for your data and keep really nice clean data and keep good records. That's awesome for everybody. It also gives a central hub for people that have questions or don't really know how to use GIS, or a company that's just getting started in GIS. It gives you kind of that central location for communication to happen. So I like those things. I don't like it because it can get kind of stigma'd. You become like, well, if I need a map, I'm going to go to these people and ask for a map. And you kind of become one-trick ponies, or on the other end, you might end up not getting requests and not getting usage from other people in the company because they just don't want to deal with you. They don't want to come and talk to you anymore because it's too difficult and you're too restrictive within your GIS department to be able to fill their needs. So there's some downfalls in those ways. Now, on the other side of the spectrum is decentralized GIS, and this program is the complete opposite, where you basically have no GIS department, you have no central structure, you just have individual GIS people placed in every single department that uses GIS. And that's your staff. And typically that means that you have an analyst or a technician in each department, and there's not really any central management. Each department's running on their own. And that's why I don't like it. I don't like the fact that this can create silos and deconstruct communication. A great GIS is building on the entire organization's information. It's building communication. It's building data flows from department A to B to C to D. And that's one of the powers of GIS, is to bring all that communication together. So you're not going to every single department for individual information. This kind of structure can also lead to duplicate information or gaps in information because you don't have that strong communication. So I don't like either one of these structures because they both have kind of an extreme situation going on. So what do I suggest? Well, I like to take the best of both worlds. So I want to have some kind of centralized structure that is heading the ship, driving a GIS strategic value for the entire company that's very holistic and looking at the big picture, Now, whether that means that you have a GIS manager and a GIS department that is leading that, or you might not have that many people in your organization, or your structure might be different, where you can have a collaborative committee made up of multiple department heads and a GIS technical minded person that can lead it, and you're collaborating between your GIS strategy and structure. But the main thing is that head is still driving your GIS program into the future. And then you also have analysts and technicians or expert GIS staff that is within your different departments to be able to make the best utilization for each of those departments. Now, you can kind of label the structure a little bit differently depending on how extreme you go with your committee or your GIS department and how extreme you go into the radial departments. But really, I think you need to have a mixture of both if you're going to have a larger organization that is really going to be able to take advantage of all of your GIS. So leave me a comment down below and let me know, what kind of structure do you have? Is it working for you? Is it not working for you? What are your struggles? What are the things that have just been the best to have for that structure? Something that maybe has broken down for you? I'd really like to know it, and it would be great to have a little bit of a conversation on this. So give me a comment down below and I will see you guys soon. Bye.